Hello, my name is John Dinnocenti, and I did my project and PowerPoint on human trafficking. And here we go. So my first slide I have is kidnapping, and the definition of kidnapping is the action of abducting someone and holding them captive. Everything starts with kidnapping, as traffickers kidnap or steal the children to either sell them or use them for their own needs. Kidnapping ranges from 12 to 25,000 each year, and in the past 6 years, there has been a 100% increase in kidnappings. Roughly 11% of victims get released without payment of any kind. Kidnapping is the most traffickers steal their victims. My second slide is on child labor, and children are subjected to labor around the world, and it has been reduced by 1/3 since the year 2000. It went from 246 million to 168 million, and around half of them, 85 million, are doing some sort of hazardous work. Male and female percentages have dropped since 2000 also. Males have dropped by 25%, and females having dropped by 40%. Agriculture is the highest employer of child labor. Some examples today are beggars in Senegal, dancing boys in Afghanistan, and camel jockeys in the Persian Gulf. All of these are examples of how cruelly treated they are in foreign countries around the world, especially the Middle East. The differences between child labor and child slavery is that child labor is harmful and it affects their education and development, but child slavery is a child's labor for someone else's gain. My next PowerPoint slide I have is sex trafficking. Nearly 80% of trafficking is for sex trafficking, and the other 19% is for labor. After children are used for sex, they are usually forced into labor then. It is noted that this plays a major role in the spread of HIV, which is AIDS. Traffickers send broken-in girls to recruit and gain or steal other younger girls. It is an estimated 30,000 victims die each year due to abuse, disease, neglect, etc. 80% of those are sold under the age of 24, and some are as young as 6 years old. A 2003 study showed that a single sex slave could earn a pimp up to $25,000. Over 70% of sex trafficking victims show thoughts of suicide, which is heartbreaking. My next slide is technology. A lot of kidnappings and traffickers take kids when they travel alone, of course. With the technology today, most kids have phones to connect to their parents, so they're able to free roam all over the place as long as they call their parents when they get there, when they leave. That's what I do with my parents. Life 360 is an important app to download for your parents if you want eyes on your child at all times, because you have connection to their phone to see when they get places. Technology like social media and websites are the most common ways traffickers get in touch with their recruits or people they want to kidnap. Advances in technology also help enforcement to track down victims and traffickers. The NHTRC, National Human Trafficking Resource Center, is a toll-free hotline that is accessible 24/7 for anyone who needs it and anyone in need. Here I have a slide of some pictures, and we're going to start at the top left. This is little children picking up rocks and clearing out a way so they can build a building, and that's just terrible. The next is a little girl just picking vegetables with a bunch of elderly men and everyone behind her that don't even look old or they're too old. This is terrible. The next is a sewing/building facility, and a little boy is just making a piece of metal, I think. And the next picture, we just have all these little kids. All these kids that range from probably 6 years old to maybe 13, 14, all in a slave labor camp. Especially back, and this is an old picture, back in like the 1880s, 1860s. This is terrible. So before I get to everything done, I just wanted to do a little bit of a conclusion, because sex trafficking, human trafficking in general, is a no bueno. It's very terrible. I want to raise more awareness, and the National Human Trafficking Resource Center is one way that we could all stop that, because with them, they save lives. They do whatever they can. They use all the advances in technology, which is very important, because technology is the way that it is mostly used today. With all the advances and everything, technology is how they track down kids, and it's also how we can track them down to stop them. That's all. And here's my works cited page. Thank you very much.